There is so much I want to share. It's September, and I'm soaking up the final days of summer while I still have them here in New England. When the goldenrod popped up in July, I wondered if it was going to be an early autumn this year. And as August revealed, with the leaves starting to change colors, it certainly is. I like that the seasons are mysterious and don't let you predict their fate. I felt an early autumn was coming, but I have no idea if the leaves are going to hang on, giving us a long autumn, or if we'll get some high winds and rain showers that leave the trees bare. I'd love it if autumn lasted until after Samhain and winter came just in time for Yule. But nature, as is life, enjoys surprises. How are you? Whatever season you are experiencing, were you able to find some golden moments? I didn't know what to expect being my first year without my mother and her physical body. It was my first everything without her physical presence in my life. She died in early November. I spent the month prior with her every waking minute in the hospital. After I prepared her memorial and did what I felt I needed to do at my parents' home, I trekked across the country back home to New England. And then I entered my grief cave. However, once I got home a week later, it was Thanksgiving, and I felt some sort of obligation to have something with my husband and my daughter. And then I went back to work. Honestly, I wasn't ready, but looking back in hindsight, I see it was good for me. It was the holiday season, and I knew I needed support. I knew better, as a therapist myself, not to isolate completely. I found a grief community in Mirror by Stars Grieving Through the Holidays online community. I also recorded one video every day for December, a prayer vlogmas, if you will. I felt my mother nudging me in spirit to stay in the land of the living. After crossing my mother over through the death portal, it would have been easy to stay there myself. But my mother's spirit reminded me it wasn't my time. When you're deep in grief, you need an anchor to hold on to, an anchor to hold you in your life. Vlogmas daily videos were an anchor for me. Somehow I got through Yule and Christmas. I did so with lots of grace. I went out back in the woods and cut my own tree, a mother tree who stood beautifully in my home by a soft candlelight glow. I made a memorialized book of my mother's words for my father. I made memorial ornaments for all 4 of my children and myself. I found refuge in reminiscing. I found refuge in music, photographs, and sharing stories. I held myself gently through the winter and dove into therapy myself. I said yes to support, community, and connection. I was slowly saying yes to life. By the time spring came, I felt it was time to make the trip to Michigan, where my parents' home stands. I went to my mother's home for my mother and father's birthdays. Both are May babies. A few of us gathered out in the wildflower field and read the book I compiled of my mother's words. It felt like she was right there talking to us. My brother and I released some of her ashes around the property, and I purchased a necklace for my father and one for myself to put the ashes into, wear around our necks, over our hearts. Once again, I did what I could while maintaining my self-care in the midst of sharing my love and energy with so many of my loved ones. I got home just in time for summer. In many ways, this has been the best summer I can recall ever experiencing. Sometimes I think it's a gift from my mother. My husband and I camped and went to music festivals. We swam in the river basically every day. We attended community events. I joined an online book club where a group of elders read The Artist's Way for retirees. For the past 3 months, I've done morning pages every day without compromise. Took myself out on artist dates, enjoyed solo walks, and started writing my memoir. All of these things and more have helped tremendously walk me back into the land of the living. As I've said, it's now September, and I've been loving the weather. It's autumn in the mornings and evenings with cold temperatures, but sunny and warm during the day. I've also felt the anniversaries creep up, starting in July. It's weird to hear myself say, Mom was still alive this time last year. Her big surgery, the one that took her body, was on October 1st. It's hard to talk about all of it. It's also complicated and multifaceted, like life. All I can do is feel the grief, the would've, could've, should'ves, and hold myself tenderly. It feels messy. I like things to feel clean and tidy. But life assures me to embrace the uncertainty, even the helplessness that comes up. Honestly, this time of year, although beautiful, is the time of year when I was in the hospital with her, and it stirs up a lot of emotions. I'm not sure how autumn is going to be this year. None of us do. And we all don't have the same experiences. I'm holding my hand and walking with my inner child parts, maiden parts, mother parts, and elder parts as we soak up these final days of summer and slowly and consciously step into autumn together. I remind myself it's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel excitement and joy. I take my hand and go outside. I always feel better outside. My mother was the same way. I feel close to myself and close to her when I'm out in nature. I'm at peace. and enjoying the miracle of life. I've been writing to my mother and allowing her to write back through me. Recently, I felt her share a mantra that I've also shared with clients. Say to yourself often throughout the day, I am a miracle. This is a miracle. It reminds us that each moment is a gift. We are a gift. Cherish it. Cherish it all, even the hard times. I share this with you. Try it and see what happens. Perhaps gradually you'll soften to embrace more of this mysterious life. This September, I've made a commitment to myself to keep up with the morning pages, artist dates, solo walks, and memoir writing. These are anchors for me, lifelines that I need as I continue to walk myself home. I find each day I walk myself home and laugh, realizing I've never left. I've always been. The same feels true about my mother's death. Her body died and returned to the earth, but her spirit lives on. I remind myself of this with my someday dissolving body. My body will someday die, but my spirit will continue on. It got me thinking, why not form a relationship with that part of myself that is eternal? So I've been writing to my spirit as well and asking it to write back through me. I find comfort in knowing my spirit and my mother's spirit are always together. I feel all of my ancestors supporting me. I feel how my spirit and my children's spirits are all eternally together as well. This gives me great peace. And I can't help but think anything that gives peace can't be bad. May there be peace. May there be peace. May there be peace. I'll end this video with a prayer for peace as we move from summer into autumn in the northern hemisphere and winter into spring in the southern. May there be peace. And a poem I wrote titled Change is Fluttering by Nicole Lynn. I waited my whole life for the truth to be told to me from outside of me, as if it was going to come to me from across a great phenomenon, such as a rare miracle, something supernatural, unnatural. As you can imagine, this type of childlike wishful thinking led to disappointment. Yet almost a half of a century later, I learned to be the seer in my life, watching the falling glitter more closely and seeing the way it might not be falling, but rising, or at the very least floating. I listened to my pulse and found it was connected to Gaia and the universe. Wherever I am, there is this remarkable phenomenon of life being explored through this being known as Nicole. Still, my eyes wander, looking for answers and clues. But my wandering has become wonder, and inside the seer I saw and I knew I am the question and the answer to this great mystery. Change is fluttering. It may seem or feel like falling. However, the landing and growing are in the same breath. I'll see you next time. Peace and blessings.
I bring harmony to everything I do. Cielo no llueve, camino hacia el sol, paso firme rezando, elevando mis copas al viento y aprendiendo a cada instante que el amor es un gigante corazón. journey. It takes us deep inside. I know we hold the same line as we ride. I'll stay close to you. Stay close to me. These hooks are gonna hold us, or surely you'll fall. Back in love again. Back in love again, back in love again, back in love again. It wouldn't take much, just a little night to swing us near, so we can reach each other free. Your eyes are the kind of blue